So for the past week or so, I've been really addicted to this one song for a gotcha game. Initially, how it started was I was streaming last weekend, and I was tired of the usual like Pokemon or Trails music to always pop on my that I always play on stream. Persona can't be used anymore. Final Fantasy is also pretty copyrighted as well too. So I'm always either playing remix of Pokemon games, music, or I'm listening to Trails music or Falco music in general. So I figured I'm gonna try something new, and I decided to go with Blue Archive music. I haven't really played the game much since like a year ago. I quit initially because Sauri's banner came out. I dumped like 200 polls. Now I did get her, but I was really salty because I got her 10 polls before I pitied. So essentially I got 2 because I got her at 190, and then I paid her extra shards or whatever just to max her out. So I was pretty upset, and I quit the game because of that, which was last year. Not to mention, I wasn't the biggest fan of the end game loop or the loop in general, and I just said, this game isn't for me. I'm just gonna take a log out or whatever. I still try to log in for gems every now and then, both for banners, but for the most part though, I pretty much stopped playing. Now, last week, while I was listening to Blue Archive music, one song really struck me. And this is actually a really good song because it's sung by the singer Yonha, who, if you guys have listened to K-pop for a while now, has been in the scene for a very long time. I think she's been singing for like 15 something years now. I remember Yonha back in like 2008, 2009. She's been singing for quite some time now. So any boomers out there that listens to K-pop music, you know what I'm talking about. She's been around for a while, and she's an exceptional singer. Very talented. And as I was watching this PV, as I was streaming, I noticed a lot of scenes. Like, these are probably scenes from the game or whatever, and these scenes are really good. Tied to the fact that the song got very emotional at times. The scenes are really nice, I'm not gonna lie. They're very well crafted, explains what I need to see. Very high quality for a gacha game. Those cutscenes or whatever that you see in the, I guess, PV or music video of the edited one that was on the, I think, Korean Blue Archive channel. So yeah. And then after I finished streaming, I was like, wow, this song is really good. And then I had it on repeat for the whole day. And then following that week, as I was going to work, I had it on repeat on the car. I've been playing it. Sometimes I blast it at the gym for whatever reason. The song really struck me. And then up until I think yesterday, Saturday, which was like a week later, I played the list again, but this time I'm playing through like the background music of Blue Archive music. So this time around, we have like 200 songs to go from. And then as I was streaming the whole time, I was thinking, wow, this game has a lot of good music. I'm not gonna lie. It's like all over the place. There's some dubstep in it, which I'm not a fan of, but there are some good choruses, some good boss themes or whatever you want to call it. It's a very good mix of all types of songs that I personally enjoy as a gamer. It is very well crafted. And then following that stream yesterday, I started to get more immersed into the story because I think most of the songs that I liked was in one part of the story of Blue Archive. If you guys play Blue Archive, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's the last chapter of the first main storyline. So yeah, the big one that probably everyone talked about last year. It's that one. There are a lot of good songs in there, a lot of good scenes in there. And then I just spent all of yesterday just digging around stories. I thought it was very interesting. I was in my Discord, I was talking about I was asking questions because, again, I never played Blue Archive for a year, and I didn't get that far in. I think I'm like level 39 when I quit, 41 now because I dumped all my 1,000 stamina or whatever. So I didn't get really that far in. So I was asking all these questions and stories or whatever. I was on the wiki reading on these like synopsis or summary of what happened. I even went to YouTube and watched like the last segment of what happened in the story just to get like a good idea of what's going on. And all this is happening it just blows my mind how good that one chapter is. Now, I'm not sure if it's like considered the best chapter. I've seen some people say like it's a good chapter, but not like the best chapter in terms of the story for Blue Archive. It took me a while to figure out how this game story even worked. Apparently, there's like 5 right now. Well, 6 if you include the Japanese version, but 5 meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last chapter, right? So 5 chapters total for one main storyline. Um, apparently it's like not like the best one, but it's still very very good. So to me, I just thought, wow, this is actually really good. I'm like baffled how good this story was. I just kept reading about it. Now I've read many mangas, I've watched many animes, I've done my fair share of like knowing a lot of how stories work, and this is why most of the time when I play a game in general, I don't really care about the story too much. It doesn't really like affect me because I've seen them all pretty much up until now, which I thought. But Blue Archive stands out differently to me. Now, again, I haven't played the story. I haven't really got involved with it in a very long time. But one of the reasons as to why I think this particular chapter resonated with me and probably resonates with a lot of people, and why I personally think that as the years go by, Blue Archive gets more and more popular, is because of how the theme of the game works. If you guys haven't noticed, a lot of theme involves around, I believe, I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please correct me because I am not a Blue Archive player. It involves around a lot of students. They can be either well behaved or troublesome, quote unquote correction. And then it's up to the teacher to correct these students and make them behave themselves, because it's his job or her job to make sure they have proper guidance and that they are shown the right way of passage to the rest of their lives, right? So the reason why I think this is very key in terms of how or why the game is so popular these days is because if you take out global and you imagine this game being very popular in Japan and Korea, right? If you guys don't know, Japan and Korea have one of the lowest birth rates in the whole world. Like they're up there. Like if they're not ranked 1 and 2, they're definitely top 5 for sure. And if there's no birth rate, there's no kids, right? So this is probably just me like this rambling and just thinking about nonsense, but if you have society where they don't want to give birth or whatever, they have no kids, like you have to encourage them, right? Like there's multiple games out there nowadays that has like these quote unquote cunny stuff or whatever, and I'm not gonna lie, I do think a low key portion of me thinks that it's like not placebo, but like propaganda for trying to get more kids created in the world. So when you have like these students in Blue Archive that are like being misguided, it's up to the adult to fix them, right? To like show them the right way. And I think most people nowadays that are adults, they're too focused on themselves, they're too focused on working. But that's just how life is nowadays, right? A lot of us, if you guys are in the working classes right now, it sucks. You pretty much spend most of your days at work, and then you go home, and then you go to sleep, and you repeat, right? So I think these kind of games, especially Blue Archive, it shows you what it's kind of like to be like a father. Now, I know the theme is like being a teacher, but being a teacher can be very similar to being a father in the sense that you have to make sure your kids are being properly guided, and they should know like which way is the right way and the correct way, right? So when you have a scene like in the last chapter of the Blue Archive, is a big thing here. Now there's gonna be spoilers, but if you watch like the final moments of the story, I believe what happened was like they're fighting some, I don't think he was evil, but like we'll call him evil for now. They're fighting some evil dude with like 20 students, and then a laser comes from the ship, hits the whatever they're at, and then the sensei or whatever had to teleport everyone out. So as he was doing that, Everyone got out, and then there was one teleport left. And now I have to play the story to actually fully understand this, but because I only watched like a video of it, I don't know like the entire story. He uses his last, or her, I'm gonna say there. They use their last teleport to save the evil Shiroko, which I believe had a reason to be evil, because I think in the previous timeline or whatever, she killed Sensei or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But regardless though, they used it on Shiroko, and then they basically solidified they're gonna be dead right there, because the ship is falling or whatever. There's no escape. They're done. So just back to like the other timeline, they died as well too. So they're gonna die in 2 timelines. But the power of love and friendship or whatever, they save the teacher, and then credits roll, sad music being played, and then the end. So I think this hits really hard for many people, because if you guys think about it, essentially what that scene was is that something bad happened to the kids, and as your role as a teacher, it's up to you to save them. Like, they're not gonna know any better, like how to get out or whatever. So it's your duty as an adult to be calm and to guide the kids like out and to be safe, right? So once that was done, even if it was like another kid from another teacher or whatever, it was their job as an adult to make sure that that kid was properly arrived to safety, even if it at the cost of your own life. So if you guys want to think about it in terms of like an adult aspect, now imagine like you have kids, a house burning down, there's like you have 3 kids, you got them all out, or you got 2 of them out, one of them is in danger, and then you throw your life on the line to save your last kid, and they got out, and now you're in a dangerous spot now. I think most adults, proper adults, would do that. So it resonates with like the players way more in this aspect, and I guess as a whole, because this is probably what this Blue Archive is about. But this chapter hits hard because it shows that it's comparable to real life situations as an adult. Like if you see a kid like playing ball on the street, and then the ball goes on the street, and then you see the kid run into the main road, you would probably pull that kid back into like the sidewalk, would you not? It's a similar aspect here, and this is why I think Blue Archive stands out more in terms of story compared to other gacha games, is because we don't know what it's like to be like a captain. We don't know what it's like to be a commander. We don't know what it's like to be some fantasy warrior who has like magical powers and an almighty being or whatever. But we do know what it's like to be an adult. We do know what it's like to be a teacher if you are from that occupation, which is more common than being a commander. So this resonates more with the average player, because now it's going to be more sentimental when you see these scenes happen in game, because it's something that can happen in real life, and you can definitely see that happening. So to me, I think that story was very, very well crafted, and not gonna lie, I thought about it for a bit. Actually, I told myself I was gonna play when Rio's banner came out, but now that may change. I think I might like log in more often, but I don't think I'll play, because I'm not a big fan of how Blue Archive works as a game, because you log in, you dump some skip tickets, and you log off, right? Essentially that's it. But I won't lie, the story is very, very good. I personally play for the story, and I'm a gacha gamer, and I'm just a gamer in general that doesn't really play for story unless it's like a JRPG or some kind of like RPG game. For me to play a gacha game purely for story is rare and never happens. Never in my life, since I played gacha game for 10 years, would I play a game purely for the story. I think Blue Archive did a good job in the sense that it made it so the story is able to connect with people more reliably, because it's a theme that a lot of people can relate with. Adults showing the kids the proper way of being like a good person, right? So I may log in more often. I do have an account. Probably I'll just log in, dump some stamina, whatever. But I am probably gonna start maybe logging in more often. God, I'm gonna suck at the game so hard because I'm not an expert at this game whatsoever. This game is like 4 years old now, but I'll probably just keep it as like a thing going in the background. I know Wuthering Waves is coming out in like 2 weeks from now, so when that comes out, probably not gonna be playing as much, but maybe just having it around, having it with me is not a bad idea because I can just log in, dump some skip tickets, and then log off, right? Very, very easy for the average like busy person. Very, very easy. So yeah, I think that covers most of what I want to talk about. I was going to make this video like 2 days ago, but then I kept digging into the rabbit hole of Blue Archive stories, and then it just got more and more crazy to the point where last night I woke up like 4 or 5 times because I had Korean barbecue the night before, and then I just dreamt about school for 4 dreams straight, back to back to back to back to back. I just dreamt about school, which is weird. So I think that's like a calling call for like Blue Archive because this is a school theme, right? So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my 17 or whatever minutes of rambling. I'm gonna try a new format out in the sense that I'll be editing some videos like this or whatever that you guys are watching. It's more work, but I feel it like this kind of editing every now and then won't be so bad because you guys can see how my style of editing works. And it'll probably make like what I'm talking about much more enhanced. Like you guys will understand what I'm talking about much more stronger, or much more strong compared to if I was just talking in a webcam and you guys just see my face or whatever, right? So anyways, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my video. Thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble. Again, I may play Blue Archive, but not as like maybe a YouTube game. I'm not even sure yet, but we'll see. I'm open for variety at this point, and whatever happens, happens. All right. So, Blue Archive, you got me. Good job. Great music. And yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. I'll see you guys next video.